you know, as a professional musician who has very much had to deal with performance anxiety, I didn't struggle with it until much later in my career when I had a family and I was doing auditions. And so the cost of the auditions really amped the risk factor for me. But I think something I've really learned is to engage with rational thoughts, which is that, you know, what's essentially like, what is going to happen here? If the worst case scenario happens, right, I mess up, like what does that look like, you know? And the fact is we're not doing anything that has to save lives. We're not going to do anything that's going to put our lives in danger. And then just like Sister Miller said, trust the work that you have done. Trust the work that you have done, and then acceptance. Whatever you put out there, just say this is the best that I can do, and that's okay. And every day for a musician is different, and not just musicians. Whether it's Tim going into an accounting exam, you simply can only do what you can do, and then you have to just trust that back end, which doesn't always mean we win the audition or we get the perfect score, but we just accept, like, this is where I'm at and this is what I have to offer.
I'm not against worry. Like, I'm not anti-worry. I'm just have this rule, like, no, I only want to worry once, and I want to worry really well. So I don't want to, I call it like the van down by the river. Probably everyone has some kind of an equivalent heuristic in your brain that's already like a groove in your brain that's like, ooh, if I don't do well at this, and then I'm living in a van down by the river. No one's going to love me, or right, whatever. You're going to get there, but you get there so fast because you've been there so many times. But being able to, like, actually look back, know, like, what really is the worst thing that could happen if I completely bombed this? And then usually not the worst happens. Most of the time, you're not going to obviously end up living in a van down by the river if you don't do something well. Sometimes it would be a bummer. But yeah, being able to be really honest with yourself and not letting that fear, that nervous feeling and sensation and trigger and take over and become the driver in your mind of where you're going. If you want to be the driver, you can drive with fear on the bus. There's nothing wrong with fear being on your bus. Fear needs to be on your bus because that keeps us safe and it keeps us alive and also helps us learn and helps us get better. Don't let fear be your bus driver. Just let it be a passenger, and then you just keep going and learning stuff.